What's up, y'all? I'm back out here tonight working on the S10. Playing with my dog. I got the bed off of it. Me, Dad, and a friend of mine. I know this is really embarrassing. This is really why I haven't done any video on this truck, honestly. It's got these monster tires on the stock wheels, and they are like extremely ballooned. Like the video really doesn't do it justice. They look ridiculous. But I got this thing out of the shop this weekend and got the shop floor all cleaned up. Now I got a pan under it because it still has a leak from the tail shaft seal. But tonight, this afternoon, evening, I pressure washed the frame. LJ came by and helped me out. I had to push the truck out again to do some work on a couple of cars today. So ended up getting it back up to this area here and got it pressure washed. I had to drag 3 hoses around since not this dog, my little black dog decided to break my hose bib for the backyard. I just pulled all this out from underneath the truck. It's this electric fuel pump they had running, and some hose from that. It's a bunch of the stock metal hoses, lines, whatever you want to call them, and the e-brake cables. I couldn't believe it. My Harbor Freight pliers cut those up by the front as they were already cut back here. So cut those out, and then I couldn't believe it. I haven't been under this truck much, and I noticed it before, but I didn't notice how bad it was. But this was holding the transmission to the cross member, a rope, and there was actually a knot, and yeah, it's extremely unsafe. I don't actually even know how this thing, it probably drove horribly, but we stuck the hood on it and messed around. I also got the wheels dropped off, the rear wheels and rear tires for this thing to get mounted and balanced. And they should be coming, they should be here by the end of the week, hopefully. Today's Monday. But I'm ready to get on it, get it done so I can get my C10 in here. So this thing's been around way too long, but I cleaned out the shop. There's a bunch of trash bags, but there's the old bed all cut up. There's some scrap metal. That whole area right there is going to the scrap yard. And that's the new bed for it right there. I got that from a guy off Marketplace for 150 bucks. So that was a pretty good deal. It came with the tailgate and the rear bumper. So that'll really jazz this thing up. I know it's gonna be 2 different colors, but I think between the bed and the wheel and tire combo, which you guys will really like, it's gonna look pretty good sitting on the ground. I didn't know this about these trucks, but like, it's not like the OBSs or the C10s. The shocks are both in the back, like really in the right spot. So I thought that was pretty cool. This is the stock 10-volt rear end. He actually has an 8.8 there out of an Explorer. And if you didn't know this, the diff's offset. So we got to do some work on that, but that's for this truck. So for the meantime, we're just gonna get it where it'll drive on this. And cool thing about the new wheels is they're Ford and Chevy small pattern, so they'll work on this rear end and they'll work on the Ford rear end. I already checked them. Oh yeah, and he's got like a 4-link and coilovers and stuff he's gonna put on it eventually. This brake line was cut, capped, so I guess this thing probably wouldn't do a burnout. It is just a stock TBI motor, but I'm gonna replace that, see if I can get the brakes working back here just for temporary. And really, so before the bed goes back on, I want to cut the e-brake cables closer to the drums since they're no longer going to be used. I want to replace the soft hose here, and then I'm going to come up with a way better, obviously, vent for the diff. Then I'll probably go ahead and do a diff service on it real quick, just because I'm probably going to drive this thing around the neighborhood and maybe try to make some test hits out at Dad's, just to get it working, moving, see how everything works together. Really, that's kind of the update on this thing. After that work gets done on the rear frame and all that stuff I just mentioned, it'll be time to get the bed on. Brand new fuel cell, that's his. So that'll actually get mounted inside the bed, obviously. He does not have a fuel system yet. We're still trying to pick one out and figure out what he's gonna do with carburetor and fuel pressure regulator, and if he's just gonna get a low pressure pump, or I got a panel. It's back behind this Dale Jr. sign. And I got 220 power ran. There's 3 wires there, but it's aluminum wire, and one of the leads was weak. So I got my TIG welder and my MIG welder, and I'm super stoked to use both of those. The reason I bring that up is because next thing I really have to do on the inside of the truck, and really to move forward with the wiring, is I gotta mount the seat. I gotta build a seat mount. I gotta build a shifter mount and mount the ratchet shifter he has, B&M ratchet shifter. And then once I get the seat like solid mounted and shifter solid mounted where I want it, then I can pretty much figure out where the switch panel goes. That's all I'm really waiting for to finish the wiring. It's almost ready for a windshield. The dash is installed. You guys saw that a couple videos back, maybe. It's got all the glow shift gauges in it. So that's ready. And then most likely before I put the bed back on, I'm gonna chip all this stuff out where the glass was broke and get ready for a new rear glass. The side windows are manual and they do roll up. I just got them down right now. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to do some kind of video on this thing. I've been under it for the last hour and a half or so, pulling all those lines and cables and wires out. He's not gonna run tail lights, but I did keep the tail light harness just in case. So here's all the carnage from tonight. I just swept out from underneath the truck and taking a look at it, figured I might as well video since I got the frame kind of all cleaned up. It really does look a lot better. So plan on doing more videos on this truck real soon. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching.